How's it going, everyone? I'm Joshua.
And I'm Sean.
And we're back. I mean, this is kind of exciting, right? Officially back.
Yeah.
We did the community video last week, and that was pretty fun, but that was impromptu. It wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, I didn't know that we were going to be recording.
This we scheduled. So, yeah, we're back. And it's been a while. It's been a couple of months, as we mentioned also in the last video. It's been a couple of months since we recorded together. You were in school doing your finals and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was at home not doing finals. But we're back, and it is June. It is June 2015.
Mm-hmm.
6 months, man. We're 6 months into the year. It's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
But we're already halfway through the year, so I thought we could take a minute to reflect on the last 6 months of video games and stuff that's come out. And we could talk a little bit about what's come out this year, talk a little bit about, you know, what we're enjoying and what we are playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I figured we would take a minute to catch up. And then you're going to hear a lot of... I know this is going to be heavily debated. We're not debating right now.
Yeah.
We're not saying this is definitive. We're just saying what our personal favorites are. We're going to talk about... There's a lot of great games that have come out this year, right? Obviously, Witcher just came out a couple weeks ago. You know, I personally am super stoked. Arkham Knight comes out in a couple of weeks. Can't wait for that. I mean, we've got, you know, Battlefield Hardline was pretty good. Mortal Kombat X. We're not going to talk about those right now. We're going to talk about our 3 favorite games so far this year. Stuff that we've been playing all year. And yeah, so we're going to talk about our 3 favorite games. But yeah, so I'm assuming now, I said we'd sort of catch up on what we've been playing. I'm assuming these 3 games are also
this is probably
what we've been
most
playing,
likely,
right?
Most
Stupid
played.
Ghost keeps falling over. Cut it out, Ghost. All right. So, yeah, I figured we'd take a minute. We talk a little bit about what we've been playing. Games... I thought about doing stuff like Hardline, right? Because I really, really like Hardline.
Yeah.
It's sort of a mixture... I know some people really didn't care for it, but it's to me it's sort of a mixture of like the just enough Battlefield with like just enough COD mixed in to where it feels kind of fresh. It's a good in between.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, I really enjoy it,
game.
and I mean it's fast paced, man. And the Hotwire mode is one of the funnest things I've played in the game in a long time. But yeah, so I thought I would let you start. So we'd rotate. So we'd go 1 and 1. Okay. And we're going to talk about our 3 favorite games this year so far. The 3 things we've been playing. Keep in mind, when we say games that have been released this year, we're going, for the sake of this, just because there's so many of them that keep coming out. Yeah. We're going to include, because you're going to notice, you're going to say a couple of these. That didn't come out this year. Yeah. There are a couple of... We are including HD collections, sort of remasters. I've thought about putting stuff like Borderlands in here, just because there's so much content in the Borderlands collections. But it's not one of mine, by the way. But I know one of yours is, and one of mine is the game that came out a year or so ago. Yeah. That just got re-released on PS4. So, anyway, without further ado, Sean... 3 favorite games, not necessarily in order, but 3 favorite games that you've been playing this year. Starting with the first one.
My first pick, like, it came to me instantly. I didn't really have to even think about it. Dark Souls 2. The Scholar of the
First Sin.
First Sin, yeah, that's it right there.
That's what it is.
And I played that game I have played that game so much. I've invested a lot of time into it. I've cried a lot during it. I've gotten really mad at it. And times where I just, like, drop my controller and just walk out of the room. Because Dark Souls will do that to you. But then other times whenever you win, you just feel like super victorious and you're on top of the world. And I just felt that feeling earlier this morning when I beat the Smelter Demon boss, if you know what I'm talking about.
Shout out to the Smelter Demon. I have no idea what that is. It's all gibberish to me.
But yeah, it came out last year, and I didn't play it at all. This is the first time I played it. Yeah. I picked it up for the Xbox One, and I've been in love with it since I picked it up.
Okay. So now, I mean, you like the Dark Souls games, though, right?
I do love the Dark Souls games.
I know someone's going to suggest it probably in the comments, but obviously you don't have a PS4. But I'm sure Bloodborne. You really want to play Bloodborne.
I really, really, really want to play Bloodborne. That's like almost like, you know how people buy Wii U's for like Mario and then just like Zelda and like, I would buy PS4 just for Bloodborne.
Really? Okay. Maybe we'll stream that later
we should.
this summer.
Oh my gosh, we totally should.
It'd be
really fun.
I know a guy who's got a PS4. We could totally stream that. Okay.
A guy who has 2 PS4s.
Yeah, I do. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, okay. So Dark Souls, Scholar of the First Sin. In keeping with that, now it's kind of funny. My first pick, this is also a game that did not come out this year. It came out sometime last year, I believe. Mm-hmm. It was on Wii U. I recently picked it up on PS4, and I've been playing the crap out of it. And I think it's funny that you were mentioning games. I won't play Dark Souls, just because I don't like games that I feel like are too difficult on purpose.
Yeah.
But my game that my number one right now, the game that my first pick, the one that I've been playing, been playing the crap out of this game, is a little indie game called Shovel Knight.
Oh.
If you haven't played Shovel Knight is just fantastic, but it can be pretty challenging. And this is where, it's man, I'm a sucker for 8-bit games and for getting to like sort of like relive that childhood.
It's
but
retro.
It's hardcore retro, but it's so much fun. The music is just beautiful in that
really
game.
And even like the 8-bit looks good. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh no, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a reason you see like that's the style, right, that everyone goes for versus, I mean, N64 and up was just kind of ugly, but there's something about the 16-bit and the 8-bit era, man. It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And
some games just work better in 8-bit.
Yeah, and they just look fantastic. Yeah. So, Shovel Knight. Also the if you haven't messed with the Trouble King, man, it's the best thing ever. There was a video I posted on my Facebook page, and I think we shared it on the PIEW Crew Facebook page. But there's a video. I'll link it. You should totally go watch it. It's the most adorable thing ever, and you will lose your mind. So anyway, now, second pick.
Yeah. What
is your second favorite game this year?
My second game is actually a free game. It's an indie game. It's a Massive Chalice. Okay. It just came out.
It did, yeah. It came out a couple weeks ago, or this week actually. I think.
Yeah, like earlier.
So it's not. It's free. It's free right now.
Yeah.
It's free in June.
Yeah.
If you are on Xbox, right?
Yeah.
It's an Xbox. It's one of the games with gold for June. So it's free for the month of June. We should probably clarify that.
Yeah, definitely.
People are gonna go watch this.
It's not free forever.
They're gonna watch this in July. I'm like, they said it was free. So Massive Chalice. That's from Double Fine. Ghost. Anyway, whatever. We're gonna keep rolling. So that is from Double Fine. That's from Double Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I never really liked the Fire Emblem games. I never got into that type of playstyle. And recently, I've opened up my gaming horizons, and I don't know. I just immediately when I started up the game, the voice acting was epic and it was really nice. And I've only played about 20 minutes of it because I think it's actually kind of challenging. I suck at those kind of games because you have to manage I think 5 soldiers, and they're each randomly generated. You never know what their stats are going to be or what weapon they're going to have. And so you have to move them all in one unit and fight people that you can't really see because they're hiding in the shadows until you discover them. And so they could surprise attack you and kill some of your people. And you'll lose some of them, and you just I don't know if you can get them back yet. I don't know. I'm not that far into the game, but I've been playing that game a lot lately.
But you're saying it's that good that even though you haven't played that much of it, you just
I've max I've only played got 30 minutes into the game. I played it for a while.
Okay.
But I've only got 30 minutes.
Oh, you've only progressed about 30.
Yeah,
okay.
I suck at it.
Okay. But you enjoy it that much.
Definitely. I love it. I love the art style. The art style is beautiful. I love it.
Okay.
I don't really know how to. It's kind of I don't know what water-based kind of colors or whatever, and it's I don't know, just washed together. I don't know. It just looks really good. I love it.
All right. Okay. Well, my second pick, I had to think. We said Borderlands earlier. We were talking about the Borderlands collection. There's another Borderlands game that came out earlier this year, and that is going to be my second one right now. It's still being made, but Tales from the Borderlands is my second favorite game right now. Not necessarily any order, but man, I have friends who know this because I am just a sucker for them, but I love Telltale games. We've talked about this before.
I love Telltale games too.
Man, Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, just so much stuff. I absolutely adore those guys. And when they said they were going to make a Borderlands game, I remember when they first announced it, I thought, well, that's odd.
Yeah.
Okay, Borderlands.
That's my first instinct as well.
But man, it is turned into my favorite Telltale game. They've only done 2 episodes so far. Now, I say favorite. I don't necessarily know it's the best, but it's my favorite, right?
Because it's Borderlands and
well, not just because it's Borderlands. But it's funny as hell. Like that game is just hilarious. And Troy Baker's in it, and man, I love me some Troy Baker. But you got Chris Hardwick, and you got some pretty cool people in that. But they've only done 2 episodes, and man, both of those episodes I just adored. I remember when we first started doing this. I don't even think we were a couple videos in. We live streamed the first episode.
Yeah,
we actually live streamed it, and for everything, like I said, it's if you have not played Tales from the Borderlands, you're missing out. I know a lot of people like to wait until it's finished, and that's fine. I was like that with a lot of those games, but it's really funny. For a RPG first person shooter like Borderlands, transitioning that into a story, I think that was the most that I thought like
they did it seamlessly too.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's just so good. I remember thinking like with Walking Dead. Even with Walking Dead, it kind of makes sense because Walking Dead is very story driven, and so it makes sense that there would be like a sort of choose your own story adventure, right? And I remember thinking with Tales from the Borderlands, I remember thinking, how are they going to pull this off? I don't see how that's going to happen, but they've pulled it off in Spain. They pulled it off tenfold. It's beautiful. It's funny. It maintains all the heart and soul of Borderlands.
Yeah.
And it's Telltale, I think, at their best.
Yeah.
I'd say Tales from the Borderlands. And they got a bunch of games they're working on right now. But if you get the chance to play it, Tales from the Borderlands is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. So yeah. Now that brings us to final, obviously, number 3.
Third one.
What is your third favorite game?
Well,
of the year so far?
To stick with like the same type of format and game of like Telltale games, mine. Well, not to do it like intentionally.
Yeah, episodic. Right?
Yeah, okay. It happens to be Life is Strange.
Okay.
And although it's a little bit too like high schooly for my taste, I've enjoyed playing it. I could play it for hours, and I've played like different kind of playthroughs and everything. I hardly ever go through and play it again, like just normal games. And so this game, I played it twice or played it like 3 times, I think. And got different results like every time. And so like it's just so I don't know, it's just really good. I like the art style. It's a lot different than anything like than the Telltale kind of games.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. It's a little bit, I guess, like more clay-ish kind of hint on it. I don't know. It's weird to describe, but I love the art on it, and I love the music in the game, and I love like the story. And I don't know, it's pretty cool how you could like rewind time, and that's not spoiling anything if you know anything about the game.
Right.
You rewind time to that's pretty much the whole basis of the game. And I don't know, it's weird playing as a little like teenage girl, I guess. Mm-hmm. Well, she's 18, so she's like an adult, I guess. Mm. But at the same time, it's I don't know, because there's like a little high school girl drama going on.
Yeah. Now I think you and I think we talked about this a little bit, but I tried to play Life is Strange, and I personally could not get into it. Mm-hmm. Like I thought the concept was really neat, and I don't know, I just thought it was a little too buggy for my taste. But yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. I for whatever reason I just could not get into it, man. Yeah. Man, I've heard nothing but good things. Yeah. I every single time an episode comes out, I think they're on 4 now.
I think so. Yeah.
I think 4 just came out.
Yeah, they are.
Either 3 or 4 just came out.
The second one took like a long time to come out, and then like the next 2 are just like they're just.
It's either I can't remember if it's 3 or 4.
I know the third one's out already. I know the third one's out.
Maybe it's just the third one. Maybe it's the third one.
Either way, though, they pumped out the third one pretty quick related to like the second one.
And I think it's funny. Like it's not like even with the high school girl thing, even though that kind of bugs me a little bit, like the high school thing. I don't know why. Like it's not like I'm talking about Borderlands. It's not like Borderlands is so much more mature. Like you're talking about like being the conductor of the poop train. Yeah. Like it's not even like I don't know what it is. I I could not get into Life is Strange, but I've heard nothing but great things about it. Okay, so Life is Strange.
I don't know your third one. I kind of knew your first two, but I don't know your third one.
Oh man, we should have known my third one. It's right over here. It's a little game called Splatoon.
I haven't played it.
Man, let me tell you about Splatoon and why you should totally be playing. Wait, hold on, I got something for this. I got here. Which one do you want?
I want the blue one.
You can be the blue one. I got this. We got this, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
What a deal.
I feel like I have dreads.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This is what it's like to have dreads.
This is what it's like to be beautiful and natural and free. To have not a care in the world. Anyway, hold on, you gotta pull that down. There you go. They're called tentacles. So, my third favorite right now is a game called Splatoon. Nintendo, I think we've said this many times.
I can't.
Come on, because Sean, you gotta grow up, all right? We're being mature adults here. Okay.
With squids on our heads.
We're squids on our heads. I love Nintendo.
Yeah.
Love Nintendo.
Take my money. Yeah.
Yes, I throw everything at them. Whether it's Amiibo or new systems with ridiculous names, I'm all about it, man. I still am heavily invested in Nintendo. And they haven't really released a full retail new IP in a while, right? This is sort of like their thing. They've been coming out with new IPs, but they've all sort of been in the digital market, right?
Yeah.
There's like Dylan's Rolling Western, and there's like Pushmo and Crashmo, and like these great, really fun games that are unique experiences, but they're all digital. They're not full-fledged retail titles.
Yeah.
And usually for those, they're either reserved for, like, if you're on a handheld, you're talking about like Fire Emblem or Zelda, or if you're going to console, it's Zelda, Mario, Donkey Kong, Mario Party, Mario Kart. It's always like the standard thing. They haven't really pushed out a new IP in a while. Yeah. So Splatoon, this game just came out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Splatoon just came out, and man, I've just fallen head over heels for this game. And I think you and I are probably gonna play some Splatoon after this. Come on, I'll show you.
I haven't played it
but,
yet.
The single player is just it's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. But the multiplayer, there's something genius about it, and it's 4v4, short rounds. I had about, I think each round is about 3 minutes long. It just starts and it ends. It's quick, it's fast paced. You get in, you get out, you get just a good taste of multiplayer, and it's a blast. It's so much fun to play. The weapons feel fun and great. It's a third person shooter, but it's done by Nintendo, which means you're squids and you have paint and ink and you're painting different parts of an arena, and the entire goal of the matches is to see at the end of the match who painted the most turf.
What?
And it's ridiculous, and it seems like such a weird concept.
Yeah.
But man, it works so well. And
different concept.
It's got there are a couple of things that bug me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. First off, like if you're playing in single player, if you're playing by yourself, you have to use the gamepad. Which I'm cool with the gamepad.
Yeah.
But I'd much prefer the feel of a good controller.
Yeah.
Like Xbox or PlayStation, right? I love and the Wii U's got a great controller. It has the Pro controller. So I don't know why they forced me to use the gamepad. I'm sure at some point that's going to get patched in, but you have to use the gamepad. You don't have a choice. So there's that, and then I don't like. Now I love the amiibos. If you actually want to grab that one right there, you see it on the thing. I love. I'm obsessed with amiibos.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I think they're the best thing in the world.
I've seen your Instagram.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh man, buddy, have I got more to show you? But I love amiibos. I think they're cool as hell. What I don't like, and this is the problem, and it's kind of halfways, right? The amiibos in Splatoon unlock bonus challenges, that give you extra outfits and extra in-game gear and all kinds of cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, that's all good and fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind that, right? I'm not as big of I don't get as upset about DLC and stuff like that. It doesn't bother me as much when I feel the game offers enough content. Yeah. But what I don't like is when these are so hard to find that nobody can buy them.
Yeah.
And when they can't buy them,
you can't really play the game.
But you're missing out on a big portion of the game just because you can't find a little plastic figure.
Yeah.
And so that kind of bugs me. I hope Nintendo does something about that in the future.
Digital amiibos.
Well, or just sell it as DLC. Yeah. I mean, sell it for a couple bucks or something. But don't you're alienating an entire group just because they weren't as crazy to rush out there and try to pick them up, and when the stores opened, right? Like and these things are just becoming harder and harder to find.
I feel like they came out of nowhere. Like amiibos just exploded.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we've talked about this before. We'll have to do an entire video one day on amiibos, but I love them. I think they're just cool as hell, and they're fun little trinkets. But I don't like I said, I don't like the paywall that's behind them.
Yeah.
And I wish that there was either a better way to obtain that without having to own this plastic, or the amiibo were more available. If they were more in stock, I don't think I'd care.
They should have seen that coming though with like Super Smash.
I know. But they, for whatever reason, it's Nintendo being Nintendo, and yet we sit here and we defend them. But anyway, Splatoon is really fun. If you have a Wii U, absolutely you have to get this game. It's so much fun, and I don't think I've had. We talked about like the hot wire mode and hardline and how fun that is. This is by far the most fun I've had in a multiplayer game. Like this year, it's been this.
I remember how crazy you were about Hotwire.
I loved it, man. But I've been obsessed with this, and so I think we're gonna play some Splatoon here in a minute. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. Yeah. So as always, are we fixing our hair?
Just let it tentacles out of my face.
As always, we want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite games are of 2015. We want to know. Engage us in this conversation. If you thought any of our games were awful, you're wrong and we hate you. But, yeah, that's it. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.